Hello, hello. Welcome to the live stream. If you're watching this later on, we do this every 2 weeks. So today is April 6th, and the next one will be April 20th. Thanks for tuning in. We just hang out for a little bit, let people join in here. I'll ping our Discord community. Let me grab the link. I believe that's right. It's 70 plus. Got 10 more. All right. Got that taken care of. How's it going? Welcome, welcome. Hope everyone's doing awesome today. Excited to be here. Play around with the software a little bit. Got lots of cool new stuff. I was checking out the changelog before this. Lots of stuff to play with. But I hope you're all doing awesome. Welcome to the live stream. We'll just give it a few minutes so we don't technically start for another minute. Let me turn off the emails. Wouldn't want anyone to be upset getting an email an hour after it happened. The worst kind of email. But welcome, welcome. I hope everyone's doing awesome today. If you're watching this in the future, what this is we do a live stream every 2 weeks at 4 p.m. on Tuesday. And we just kind of hang out, answer questions, see what you're working on. I'll go through the changelog and maybe a product demonstration. But yeah, we just kind of hang out and see what's going on and see how we can help you. I didn't notice anyone in Discord today that needed help. Yeah, no messages. But I hope everyone's doing great. We'll give it a few more minutes. Let people jump on in. Hope you're all safe, happy, and healthy wherever you are. It's a great day here where I'm at. I think it's like 72 outside. So pretty good, pretty good. But we'll give it a few more minutes. I'll just jump into a product demonstration. And if anyone jumps in and wants to see it again, I'll just go through it again. But, all right. Let me get a script open. Product demo, April 6th. Cool. So, starting out, while people jump in, going through a brief product demonstration. Let's say that we have some application or some script that we built on our local machine, and we want to display it and run it in the cloud. What we can do is use pre-built logic or modules to create what we want and then host it on the cloud where WayScript takes care of all the infrastructure for you. So let's say I have some Python script that I want to run and I want to run it daily. We'll give it a second to load. Hello, Captain Morgan. I hope you're doing fantastic. We'll go ahead and refresh. So let's say I have that Python step. And I want to run it daily. So I can set that up with just a few clicks using a time trigger and the Python code module. So in here, we could put in whatever code we wanted and we could share it with other people if we needed to. So let's just import some library and we'll just do a simple request. So we'll say something like response, and then we'll pass in a URL. Then we can say something like print response.content. And we can get a Python step up and running in the cloud. Response, misspelled that, sorry about that. And we can get a Python step up and running in the cloud very quickly. Always doing great. Thank you. That's good to hear. Hello, hello. Great. So we already got a Python step up and running. We got the infrastructure hosted by WayScript. And now we can set it up to run whenever we want. So on this one, we can run this daily by clicking on the little toggle here, or we could put in custom cron syntax. I don't know this custom cron off the top of my head, but if you do, you could put it in. I always use a generator online for that. So cool. So we built a little application, which obviously you could do a lot more. So if you wanted to view all the modules, you could go over here to build and then select the module that you want to. It's probably a little small. Let me zoom in. Maybe a little bit easier to see. But you could select any of these modules, and we have a bunch of pre-built logic set up so you can use webhooks and APIs of all these different services and integrate them with your own custom code. So this is pretty cool because what we can do is create variables inside code modules and also these modules and interact with these variables throughout the rest of our script. So let's say that we wanted to monitor our website for like a 500. So we'll monitor status code. We can create a variable called status code and set that equal to response.status code. And what this will do is give us a variable that we can use throughout our program. We see it over here to the right, and now all we have to do is drag that variable into future steps. Cool. So we'll run that. And now we should have access to that variable here. So we could do some conditional statement like if status code does not equal 200, then we could do something like send ourselves an email. So we've already set up an application where we can monitor a website and notify ourselves every day if it goes down. Is SQL database in WayScript possible? Yeah, it's absolutely possible. We can, let's do it. We'll add a function here. So let's say that I have an SQL database that I want to pull information from and do something with. We can set up that database. I believe I already have one set up here. We can go through and set it up, actually. It might take a few seconds, but it's probably better anyways. So let me open up Heroku, and I'll pull this over. So I'll open up Heroku, which has my database, and it has all my credentials, which I will pretty quickly get rid of that database. But so we'll take this information and we'll set it up. So I have a host right here. So we'll copy that and paste that in. Database name. Copy that and paste that in. Username. and then password. Great. Okay, so we have this set up. I don't know what kind of information is in this database, but let's add some. I forget the SQL command for creating a table. Let's pull that up. All right, SQL create table. We'll just do this. Handy W3 schools. Okay, so we're creating a table with, it looks like 5 different columns. We'll run this. Without the semicolon. We'll do that again. There we go. I don't know why that second time it didn't run, but okay. So we have our table, and now let's look at inserting information. Insert info into SQL table. So we need something that looks like this. So insert into persons. Column 1 is person ID. Then we have last name, first name, address, city, and then we should be good. So let's put in some fake data here. So we have an int, and we'll say 1, some string, excuse me, another string, and then it looks like 2 more strings. All right, we have that. Now let's go ahead and insert our information. All right, we see that 1 row is affected. Let me, ooh, wrong window. Sorry about that. I'm trying to grab me so it's a little bit easier to see, but I'll just zoom in for the log. So we see that I ran that, sorry, it's kind of, so we had that 1 row affected down here where we inserted that information. And now, let me see, I don't want to get rid of this. Let me copy it. And then we can say from, oh, what's the default? Man, I'm so messed up on my SQL statements. So it's, what is it? Select all from persons. I don't think that's right. Let's just create a new step because it's the default code. You can tell how much I use SQL. I should probably be better. Oh, so that was right. Select all from persons. Oh, it looks like I need to select that new database, which I believe is this one. And we see, now we get that information back. Let me make sure I haven't missed your question or anything. Nope, we're good. So we got that information back from that database. If we open it and run it, we see that we get this view that looks like this. And we can start using information from in here. So we have this column that we could say something like, whatever field this was. Let me paste it here so I don't forget it. Read only. Okay, there we go. So we have our person ID here, and we can just import it as a variable so we can use it. I hope that answers your question. But yeah, we support any SQL databases. I'll have to go back and get rid of this one. I don't guess it hurts. I don't guess anyone could, well, I guess someone could write a lot to it to where it'd be a problem. but I don't think it's a big deal. The famous last words, I guess. But yeah, that's how you would do it. Um, so that was setting up an SQL database, going from where it's hosted all the way to inserting information and then writing a query. Very useful. Appreciate it. Glad it helps. Glad it helps. Um, I guess I could share this with you just in case you need it. Copy, and then we'll paste it in. Just in case. I mean, I didn't write too much code. I guess most of it, you could definitely write the SQL code better than me. But yeah, so that was a brief demonstration on SQL. I guess, how deep are we? Only 15 minutes. So if you're still, if anyone's still wanting a product demonstration, I'll show you a few more of the coding languages that we have. So we'll go over to build, and under imports, we have all these different coding languages that you can use. Those include JavaScript, GraphQL, Shell, and Java, along with HTML and CSS. I won't code GraphQL live because I have not learned it very well. But yeah, you can just drag it in, drop it, and do whatever you need. Cool. And the last note that I'd like to hit on for the product demonstration, in case anyone needs it, is that share functionality. So we saw how I could build something on my WayScript account here and share it instantly, either with the public, or I could choose an email address for somebody. And that's pretty much most of it, I believe. There's a lot more to it, a lot of advanced features, but that's most of it. Cool. So let's see. Let's go through the what's new. There's some cool new features this week. I guess this is last week's changes. We should have a new changelog for tomorrow. But there's some cool stuff this week that I'm excited to play with. Mainly this. So it's kind of hard to see. I just need to set my default screen resolution to like 200%. There we go. So this is cool. Hotkeys. They're pretty exciting. So if you use WayScript a lot, these will be life-changing almost. But yeah, you can check them out. If you go into the interface right here, and then you hit question mark, that's how I get to it. I think there's another way. Yeah, /. But if you hit / or question mark, you get this little keyboard shortcuts menu and a lot of helpful stuff in here. So we can navigate around the tree, change our highlighted steps, redo and undo, sync step, and the toggle. The toggle was cool. So in this example, you saw me click on SQL, and then I went over and clicked view code. That's probably not the quickest way to do it, and I'll get better about that. But you can just hit T, and it'll take you into code view, which is pretty cool. Just flash back and forth. That's pretty neat. I see how you have Cloudflare up there, up in there. Yeah, new module. That's one that I built this last week. So if there's any modes that you need Cloudflare for, like any specific modes in their API, I'd be happy to add them. I've worked with Cloudflare a little bit, so I kind of had an idea. But if you use it, then I can definitely add modes to it if you got ideas. I literally was working on a personal API with Cloudflare. You guys beat me to it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, always adding new stuff. Yeah, Cloudflare was a good one. And their API is pretty cool. I mean, they're way more sophisticated than me and like my understanding, but they have stuff for all kinds of stuff. I didn't know Cloudflare had everything that it does until I was going through the docs. But it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. Oh no, my screen's. There we go. There we go. Sorry about that. Maybe that's why I couldn't grab my little window here. But yeah, their documentation has a bunch of stuff. Bunch of stuff. So if there's any modes that you need, happy to add them. But yeah, that'll be a cool module once we figure out everything that we need. But yeah, along with Cloudflare, we have Push Bullet. So now you can send push notifications. I haven't set mine up yet to play with it, but I actually don't have an account, so I can't do it right now. But yeah, now you can send push notifications to Push Bullet. And I think that's most of it. Yeah, most of the new features. We got more coming out next week, too. Oh, no, just kidding. Gmail module now supports adding attachments to your automated emails. That's pretty cool. Outlook module now supports adding attachments and rendering HTML for the email body for your automated emails. That's pretty cool too. Yeah, so a couple of improvements. We're always working on fixing stuff. Anything that gets reported in Discord, we try to be on top of it. But yeah, the team is excited for a coming up week. Got globals coming, global variables, which will open up a lot of cool use cases. Just a little bit more emphasis on security and best practices. But yeah. Yes. Yep, that's a main focus. So now, the use case of needing to use an external API in a Python step, you'll no longer have to go into a Python step and just say something like token, better yet, important info token, and then some string. But instead, you can start using globals to do that. So instead of, it'll be, to my understanding, which I should know more at this point, but I've been out for a day or so. But what it should look like is, I'll mock it here. So we'll say like token, we'll do Cloudflare, even though you don't need it because we have a module, some string, and then it'll just look like a variable down here. So then you can just, I need to sync. Just pull it in. And of course it won't be like displayed right here either. I love the global variable idea. Yeah, I think it'll be cool. I think it'd be really cool. It's one of those things that's been on the radar for a while. So it's cool to see it getting close. I don't know, I missed our meeting today, but it might be done. We might just be testing it. But that's exciting. That's a really cool feature that we're excited about. Sweet. Let's see. I've been wanting to let me make sure I do this correctly. So we're about to get into dangerous territory for me, I think. I might have to code front end stuff. Yeah, we might try this. So Bryn on the team, he sent me a really cool use case. I wonder if he shared it. What is it called? Web preview. If not, I'll just try to create one myself. It'll probably take me most of the time. But if there's no questions, then I'll happily try this. So the idea is that you can host single page applications with WayScript. And you can set it up and it'll be live and deployed. So this, I want to do a video on this. I think this is pretty cool. I'm trying to look at his code. Oh yeah, it'd probably take me a little while. I have a little bit of React experience, but not very much. Making stuff look pretty kind of kicks my butt every time I try to do it. I don't guess it has to be pretty, but yeah, let me check the marketplace and see if he's got it in there. Cool. There we go. Nope. Oh, he might have done it locally. Never mind. I'll get into that use case this week. Hopefully a video will go up. But I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, I think I can drag this without it showing anything. Let me zoom. So it looks like he's built a little tic-tac-toe standalone application using React and hosting it all inside of WayScript. So I'll try to do that this week. That seems like a cool challenge for me. But cool. If you're just hopping in, welcome to the Q&A. So we're just hanging out, answering questions. Would love to know what you all are working on, what kind of modules you're using, how you think we could improve the platform, any bugs you've been hitting, especially. We've been trying to squash all the bugs. So I'm trying to make it fast. So if you're hitting anything, please let us know. Putting in fixes every day. Where is React? I think how he's done it is stored it all in his file system. Yeah. So all the files, the JSX file is in his file system, and he's just reading it in, which is pretty neat. Because then, like, if I wanted to go on and create some standalone application and then host it in the marketplace here, then you could just come on, clone it, and then make whatever little alterations that you wanted, which would be pretty cool. I mean, React is powerful, and to be able to stand up an application like that, in minutes, it's kind of crazy. So he's pulling data? No, I think he's just hosting the app in a file. So like every application, well not every, but a lot of applications are just like, to my understanding with the React, just this JSX file. Let me pull it over. So kind of hard to see. I don't know. Can I zoom in on? Ooh, I can. Nice. So it's just in this JSX file, and he's reading it in with the content into an HTML module, which is pretty cool. That's a cool use case, because you can make awesome little applications doing that. All right. Let's see. What can I work on? So, any questions or comments or anything, please let us know. But in the meantime, I will go through a few use cases. Oh, I haven't gone through the marketplace yet to pick a script to talk about. Let's see. What do we have? I think this is cool. Breaking news RSS feed. you read me. Can I view the, here we go. So it looks like this is Jeff's program. And I forgot about that bug. We're working on that. But, well, I guess I can't really show it then. But what Jeff is doing in this one is he's getting an RSS feed. He's pulling it in. I believe it's from NASA data, but I can't click it to view it. And then just printing it to the log. I wanted to show this one because it didn't occur to me how many users were creating Discord bots until recently. But this is a very popular use case. This is, he's a writer for us. He makes blog content, and he's doing the same thing. And it looks like he's doing it, creating a Discord bot with an RSS feed, which is pretty neat. But yeah, pretty popular it seems. I have a curious question, like I never do, right? Is it possible to add files to a zip file and download it? Add files to a zip file. So I think once you compress it, I don't think you can add to it. But I guess you could unzip it and rezip it. There's probably a good application that does that. I don't think you can add it to it if it's zipped. Because, well, I'm not really too certain because there's probably some compression algorithm that would prevent it. I've never tried, to be honest, but it might be possible. I kind of doubt it, though, because how it's compressed, I would assume that you couldn't just add a new entry, but maybe I'm wrong. That's a good question. Let's see. To zip folder. Oh, it looks like Windows just handles it, from what I can tell. Yeah, I don't know how that works, but I could learn. Anytime I think about the zip file thing, I always think about that one guy that like saved everyone years of their life, um, making a better algorithm to do it. I always think about that story. I'm sorry, I need to know if I can create something like a series of text files and then download the bulk as a zip. I'm sorry, I need to create something like a series of text files and then download the bulk as a zip. Yeah, I don't. I guess you could. Yeah, I guess you could. Let me try it. Python to zip files. You could do it in Python for sure, but I think you'd have to unzip, add, and rezip. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, zipped in with Python and then download the zip. Yeah, that does make sense. Do do we support zip files in the file system? I guess we do. I've never played with it. That's neat. That's super cool. Yeah, that's a cool use case to aggregate a bunch of data and then package it all up and send a request and go and download it. That's neat. I think I got a lot I need to learn. We started out with SQL and now I need to learn, or I want to learn a little bit about these compressions. Zip file. Just testing this out. For files, in files, walk path. So then you could set the path and create a zip. Huh. That's neat. Oh, I need to quit clicking. I need to start using T. Yeah, that's a neat use case. Maybe I'll get a video up on that too. Or at least get a blog post or something. Might be a good topic for one of our writers to do. Very cool. Learn something new every day. All right, let's see. What can we make? Something cool. V2. I guess we could play around with. I guess we're not doing anything else. Let's play around with this. I've never done it before, so it might not be the best code, but I suppose I'll just start out here. And then looks like TMP was called the same file path. Let's see what we get. Python.zip. Cool. Well, that was surprisingly easy. There's a bug. It ran my code, but it didn't save it. Dang. I'm getting the hang of this dev stuff. I'm scaring myself with the unlimited potential. It's crazy. Once you start learning a little bit, the sky's the limit, right? Like, one of the cool things about programming is like, if you can think of it, then you can build it most of the time. There we go. Yeah, it's those developer superpowers, right? Um, we had to get our air conditioning fixed, and the guy that was fixing it, he saw me coding a little bit, and he was just blown away that, like, he kept on asking me questions like, you can build a graph with this thing, you can set up payments and all this other stuff, and code is unlimited potential in the modern era, and not going away anytime soon. Cool. So let's download this. We'll create a file because I think it needs to. So something.txt. And copy that in, and then we'll paste it. I don't know if this works like this. We'll get that WS file back open. We'll run it. We should override our zip file here. And then I'll download it again. And we'll see if it includes that txt. I haven't read this code too well, so it might not even be doing the right thing. But do you think you guys will have some challenges to share with the community just for fun? Yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunity there. I think there's been a lot of focus on making the product really good, but at some point, we will be more focused on growth, surely. So that natural, like, growth loop will be kind of cool. And with that comes, challenges. And like at one point, I forget who discussed it, but like a badge system. It might have been Tom, someone that used to be on our team, but he had the idea of like doing challenges and you would get a little badge on your profile, if I remember correctly. And it would be things like, hackathons and um, sharing posts and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it'll come. I think right now things are just way more focused on the engineering side. But I mean, that's a good idea. We could talk about it. Like little hackathon challenges. I think it'd be cool. And our user base is getting bigger, so we'd probably have people participate, I would think. But who knows? Maybe someday. I doubt that's something in the immediate future. But then again, I could always do a little challenge, like in Discord weekly. I don't know what I could offer, but that's a good idea. Let's open this up. Desktop. It's still empty. I'll have to dig into the code a little bit. So that was almost something cool. I should probably change the name. I'm learning how to come up with solutions. Hey, that's good. That's uh that's the way to be. There's usually a lot of problems, right? The solution's the tough part. I think growth is almost exponential in programming too, development in general. Like it's very daunting to get started because there's so much that you have to learn. But once you learn the foundation of, one programming language, then you can go and look at JavaScript and then it's not as scary anymore. It's almost like I would be willing to bet that a Python developer who had never seen JavaScript, if they looked at a JavaScript file, could figure it out, even if, they didn't know the language. Sometimes the best way to excel is to get people to come up with small solutions. Think about why Google Project X exists. It encourages engineers you never heard of just coming up with cool stuff. Yeah, people come up with small solutions. Google Project X. The moonshot factor. This is. I guess I should know about this, but I have no idea what this is. Just in case anyone else doesn't. I'll reload. Radical new technologies to solve some of the world's hardest problems. Very cool. Yeah, going to the moon. You're right. Just small steps over time. Small steps. Hopefully, we can keep on making small steps. Keep on getting better. I think the hotkeys is a small step that is feels like a mighty leap to me. I think this is going to be life changing. Oh, it's so cool. Sweet. Uh, let's see. Google also has like the Summer of Code. Yeah, Google has all kinds of stuff going on. Summer of Code. Students spend the summer writing code and learning about open source development while earning a stipend. Work with a mentor and become a part of the open source community and become lifetime open source developers. Now that's cool. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, the tech industry is not going to slow down at any point that I can foresee. So I think it's a definitely a good thing to be a part of. And it seems like Google is doing a good job of encouraging that. Anyhow, I love WayScript too much. This is the best tool out there, I think. Oh, well, thank you. Yes, I want to see Cloudflare in action. Oh, we can try. Um, I don't know if I have any. I do have a Cloudflare account, but I don't think I use any of their services. I think I just use their free SSL certificate on my personal website. But we can try. I might have an API key. I'm trying to solve CAPTCHAs. And I feel like they're getting more and more difficult. And sometimes they're wrong, which is even worse. Like, you can tell that the AI was trying to figure out, like, they'll give you parking meters and it'll choose um, fire hydrants or something. And then it's almost like, it's not what they tell you to click, but you should click them because it's not smart enough to figure it out on its own. I got like two of those. I'm struggling. I might not be able to get in. We can use the demo mode if I can't get in. My API key is probably not very good anyways. But yeah, let's see. Cloudflare. Got a couple different modes. I'll zoom in. So these are just what I thought were important when I was building it. Well, we got an all zones mode. Let me get rid of this Python step. So all this dummy data down here is the actual response. Not the actual response, but it looks like the actual response. So it should be pretty similar. Oh, it gives all kinds of stuff with the zone. Yeah, so you can access all your zones. Excuse me. And get your billing history. I put this in because I thought this use case would be kind of cool. To go through and keep like a budget of everything. Because if you're spending a lot of money on different services all over, I thought aggregating a little bill summary and sending yourself an email every month would be kind of cool. So that's why I threw that one in. Let's see. User audit logs. I figured this one would probably be the best. Looks like I probably need to fix that. Or maybe it just doesn't have a response, but I'll check it out. I'm pretty sure what that'll do is give you a list of all the different logs of people that use your Cloudflare internal tools. And then list workers probably be pretty good too. So all your workers that are hosted on Cloudflare, you should be able to get them here. So not quite in action, but that's a brief rundown of all the modes. I think I probably missed one. Billing history, workers, audit logs. Oh yeah, the healthcare check events for load balancer. So I believe if you use Cloudflare for your load balancing, then this is how you would get it through their API. So you can get all the information here. Origins, pool. Yeah. And then you could pull in like if you had a healthy load balancer instances and stuff like that. Pretty cool. Definitely could use more modes. This is one that I definitely didn't build out as extensively as the Cloudflare API. So if there's any mode that you want, I'd be happy to add it. I'll probably add more modes in anyways. But just wanted to get that in because we'll have more Cloudflare content coming up, I would imagine, in a couple weeks. Sweet. I'm still amazed by the hotkeys. I need to remember that S is sync. It's such a habit to go up here and click the little sync button. But now we have a hotkey, which is cool. This is awesome. My head is spinning. Yeah, it's pretty cool. If you have any modules that you think would be good or any modes on existing modules, I'll be happy to add them. I think I need to do more documentation. That's something I got a lot I need to do tomorrow morning. But we have a couple more modules coming that are DevOps focused. I can show the one I remember off the top of my head. I hadn't heard of it before, but so Big Panda. This one goes live tomorrow, I believe. Um, and I forget the modes. Oh yeah, they work off environments. So I think there's a retrieve environment, um, create environment mode, and plans. I want to say. I don't know. It's been a couple weeks since this one got built, but this will come tomorrow, I believe, if we deploy. It may not be tomorrow, but it's coming soon. And let's see what else is new. Push bullet is new. So you can send push events. I played with it a little bit, but all kinds of cool use cases that you could use for that. So in that previous example where we had that Python step and then we had that if statement. So like if website is down, then we could just give ourselves a little push notification. And then we might have to set the time trigger to be 10 minutes or something. Maybe not every minute, but maybe every hour. Well, I guess you'd probably miss it. Or you wouldn't miss it. It'd still be there in the hour, but it'd just be a little bit more painful if it was an hour. What does it do, Big Pandas? It's like a alert environment. So Datadog takes in Datadog does a lot of monitoring, and I believe Big Panda does as well. But they're more action focused, is how I understood their website. Let's look. Let's see what their private software company develops artificial intelligence software that detects and analyzes problems in your IT systems. Yeah, so it's pretty similar to Datadog. Or it has similar, not pretty similar. It's has some of the same functionality. Automated root cause analysis, IT ops event correlation. Yeah, see, this is, I think, so Datadog promotes them as an integration on their site. And I think it's this triage functionality that they try to highlight. So Datadog takes in information really well, and then they segment it really well too. I think Big Panda is they do all of that and also action plan, kind of. You should be able to broadcast your YouTube lives with the push bullet. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. I think that would be cool. Um, Maybe a more casual mailing list other than just like users. For people that want cool use cases and whatnot. There's probably a segment that would like little push notifications. I need to, you should be able to, I need to play with more of your modules. I've yet to figure out a project that makes me use everything. Oh, good luck. Using everything would be wild. I don't know how many we have now. Um, I probably can't view the home page without signing out. Ooh, maybe I can go incognito in a different tab. Let's pull it up. Excuse me. It worked. Yeah, so we got, let's see, 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 per row. 13 times 4, so 52. 52, 54. Yeah, we'll get that number up. That's kind of my goal. I want to be able to say hundreds of integrations, but it'll just take time. But yeah, using all of them would be a challenge. That's a lot of different services. Lots of different services. Well, I guess I might jump off here. And nearing our time. But it's cool to get to talk and hang out. I hope if anyone's in chat that had any questions, they were answered by some of the demonstrations, and hopefully you guys play with the hotkeys a little bit and become pros at the hotkey system. I will try to be a pro the next time. Because I think they're really cool. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be doing it again in 2 weeks. So if you have any questions throughout the week, if you want to join our Discord, we're all in here. Happy to answer questions or just hang out. But we're in here. And if not, if you want to tune in for the next one, it'll be April 20th at 4 p.m. So thanks so much for hanging out. I'm going to jump off here. I'll post this join link, or actually the Discord join link is in the description. So if you want to click it and jump in there, if you have any questions, we're happy to answer them. And I guess I'll see everyone next time. Thanks for watching.